floor and allow others to ask questions relating to entrepreneurship. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask these wonderful panelists? If not, I guess I'll ask them another one. So, Ms. Gaines, three keys of success from your perspective.
Three? Who has $1 in their pocket right now? Pull it out. You don't have no pockets. Come on, pull that dollar out and hold it up high. Everybody got that dollar out? I guarantee you I can show you how to buy a house with that dollar. I can teach you how to buy a house. That's one key to success. The second key to success is your relationship with your money. If you don't love money, if you don't feel you should attract money, if you don't feel you deserve money, guess what? That's why you're broke. Make sense? That's why you're broke. I love money. I smell it. I rub it all over myself. You can laugh all you want to, but that's why I'm balling. The third thing I think is get rid of toxic friends, and I hate to say it, family members. I had to let a lot of people go when I started moving up the ladder to success and becoming wealthy. I love them, but you know what? They were dragging me down. You have to make a conscious decision. Is that person good for me? Are they draining my energy? Do I need them around? The ones you're on the phone with chit-chatting about nothing all day long, are you getting paid? No. You should be getting paid. If they're not helping you get paid, toxic, got to go. Those are my 3 tips on success.
Thank you, Ms. Gaines. I definitely agree with all those keys. I think y'all agree too. So now we'll go on to Ms. Lofton. Tell us about the Sister Millionaire Club and how we can join up.
Well, I started the Sister Millionaire Club because I own my own financial services practice, and one of the things that I saw when I sat down with folks and said, hey, these are all the things you need to do with your money to take care of you and your family. You need life insurance, you need health insurance, you need disability insurance, and one of the common phrases that I heard folks say is, I don't have enough money. So I saw that I needed to start helping people create more cash in their life, and I call it creating cash on demand. That's another key to success. Everybody needs to have a system in which they create cash on demand. So when I saw that, I said I need to help my clients, my friends, associates create more money in their life, and that's when I started the Sister Millionaire Club. The Sister Millionaire Club is about displaying women and men who are in business and allow them the opportunity to market and sell their business, and thus creating more cash in their life. How you can join? You can visit us every first Monday of the month. We meet at 5001 Spring Valley Road, that's Spring Valley and the Tollway, every first Monday of the month, except for the month of September. We're meeting on the second Monday, which is September 9th. If you want more information about the Sister Millionaire Club, I have a booth, and at the booth we have a flyer. It has all the information on that. But the goal of the Sister Millionaire Club, and I'll read it to you, is that our goal is to educate, encourage, enable, and inspire members to become financially free and even achieve millionaire status. But we're not just creating wealth for wealth purpose. We want to create wealth so we can impact and improve our community. And you can join the Sister Millionaire Club at any time. We have a small nominal fee to join, and we also have booths there.
And we have 2 members up here and a third, including me. So thank you, Ms. Lofton, for your answer. So Mr. Shelton, your question is, what do you feel like is a hindrance to entrepreneurship and some of the reasons that you hear that people do not start their own business?
First of all, I think the primary reason individuals don't start their own business is, one, either a lack of understanding what business is really about. 2, is the big F word, fear. And that's what I do as a business coach. I help individuals, because everybody in this room has a natural God-given talent, and everybody in this room not only has a natural God-given talent, but they have a talent such that all of the 7 billion people on this planet, they have the ability to serve some aspect of those individuals and enrich those individuals. And the key, one of the keys to the rich part is you want to get rich in rich. So if you can find an individual, take that talent that you were given that is natural to you, just like the young lady that was up here emceeing a little while ago, prior to Chris's talent is many, but I didn't know I know her, she's a relative, but I didn't know she had that natural talent. But everybody sitting out here has some talent that you're at birth good at. Learn how to take that talent, and you probably do it all the time, and enrich somebody with it. And if you can take one individual and you can help that person to, if they walk away from you feeling enriched, then you have enriched them. Now, chances are, through the law of compensation, they're going to be wanting to give you something in return. In business, hopefully it's money, but certainly they're going to be wanting to compensate you. So if you can enrich one, then you multiply that and you enrich two, and then you enrich three. So this hindrance that Crystal was talking about is overcome by coming into the awareness of who you are and building the confidence to just let that natural talent flow from you. And that's a simple thing, because once you're doing what you're designed to do, it comes natural. And we can, all the business processes, we can help you overcome the fear of getting past that.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Great answer. So does anybody have any questions? One question, something that you personally have been trying to figure out about business, an issue you're trying to overcome? We have a great panel of judges that will answer any question that you have. And with that, I'll ask, we have a boat cruise, Ms. Gaines. Is that correct? Tell us about it.
How many of you watch P. Diddy giving his white parties every time on TV and stuff like that? Let me tell you a great feeling. When I was a young girl growing up in a project, I said I always wanted to be able to give back and give a big party for somebody. Once a month, I rent a 40-foot yacht in Dallas, Texas, and take 30 VIP people that I pick out on that. She was on our last one. She's one of my VIPs. I take 30 people out on that cruise. I pay for all the food, the beverages, caterers, everything. And we go out and just hang out on the water for 3.5 hours. Isn't that a great feeling to be able to do something like that? You just can't imagine that feeling. Me, little old me, coming from the projects of Chicago. And I'm able to do that now. So things like that, like Mr. Shelton was talking about, are things that you're able to do and give back to the community. We donate half of the proceeds to charity, to Supermobile and Texas Food Bank. So I'm able at this point in my life to do things like that. I take care of 15 families in Africa. 15. And I know you're saying there's probably some families here that need taken care of, but they haven't approached me. These 15 families in Africa approach me, and I put their kids through school and I take care of them. That is a great and phenomenal feeling to be able to live that life and do that. So I'm personally inviting any of you that feel you're on a VIP level, you're ready to start your business or network with business-minded people, to talk to my assistant, Jocelyn, right here with the camera. She can get you some information on our boat cruise coming up September 14th. I'd love to have you on the boat.
Thank you, Ms. Gaines. That's an awesome thing to be able to give back. And personally, I definitely agree and try to do as much as I can to contribute to society. So we are going to allow the last two panelists to give some just last minute tips and advice on entrepreneurship and business ownership and any other topics they would like to pull out of the sky.
Wow, that's a wide open question. I might not put down the mic, right? So here's what I want to say to folks. And I emphasize this a lot with my clients and in the Sister Millionaire Club, or if I'm coaching folks one-on-one, is that no matter what, if you're in a W-2 job, and that means you go in and you punch the clock, so to speak, and if you never punch a clock, that is the most riskiest way to earn your income, but you need to keep it. If you want to be wealthy and financially free, you really need to have a business of your own. And I'm an advocate that if you don't know what you want to start, find a direct sales company and join that. It's not a pyramid. There's a number of direct sales companies that are on display here. Or start your own business, or come up with some way that you can create cash in which no one can fire you from. You need to create money in a way that no nobody can take it away from you. That is true financial security. And so I call that creating cash on demand. So come up with your own cash on demand system, even if you keep your 9 to 5. And another reason for that is that you want to be able to, that if they write you a pink slip come Monday morning, you can just roll right into your business, right? And create more cash. The second reason that you should have a business on the side, your side hustle or creating cash on demand, is that it allows you more tax breaks. You don't realize how much money you pay in taxes when you have a W-2 job. You pay more in taxes than wealthy people. I mean, most of Americans pay more money in taxes. The average person, low to middle income, pay more in taxes than the top 4% wealthy people in America. So when you start your own business, more taxes are available to you to deduct on your taxes. And I do have a CD, this is the plug, but I have a CD in there from a seminar that I did earlier this year. It's called Increase Your Tax Refund. And one of the things that I emphasize in here is just starting your own business. And I itemize all the things that become tax deductible day one in which you start your own business. But if you have a job, there's a lot of things you cannot deduct, and your cell phone is one. So create your own cash on demand, and then understand the taxes that are associated with that, and you're on your way to financial freedom.
Thank you for that information, Ms. Lofton. We appreciate it. And lastly, we have Henry Shelton, who's going to give us some last-minute advice and suggestions.
Here's one excellent way to get an idea of how to start a business. Become a problem solver. Become problem solvers. For those of us that have read the Bible, there's a phrase that says, "Blessed are the peacemakers," those that are able to solve others' problems and help others' lives become more easier, enriched. So look around you, particularly those that have kids. How many have seen the show Shark Tank? See? Most of those individuals on there that get their deals funded, they typically start out with a problem either they're having or their children are having. If you're having it, or if your child is having it, guess what? Other parents are having it as well. Probably 1,000, probably 10,000, probably 100,000. So if you have figured out some issue that you're having in your house, and you figure out a way to solve it, that's why I was trying to help CJ solve that issue with that installation he had, because I said if we can figure out how to solve that problem in his house, there's a whole lot of more people out there with that same problem that we can scale that, and we can enrich one, we can enrich two, we can enrich 10, and if we can get $10 for that 10, that's 100. If we can do $10 for 1,000, that's 10,000. If we can find 100,000, that means what is that? 10. Chris, help me with the math. 100,000 times 10 is right. That's $1 million. So that's what it's about. It's about finding problems. In other words, don't make problems are no longer problems. Look around you. Are there problems in life? Right? Look for problems. Become a solution provider. Call them opportunities. Find out a way to convert them into what you call a cash opportunity. Scale it. Enrich. Focus on enriching that customer. Focus on, and then when you enrich them, you'll become enriched. So, Krista, that's my tip is become a problem solver. Look for problems. Become a solution provider.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Great answer. I'd just like to add, everyone should be seriously, the sky is not the limit because there are footprints on the moon. If you remember that, we have touched the moon. Somebody has walked on the moon. Do not consider the sky as the limit. There are none. The only limit is yourself. So with that, I'm going to let Ms. Gaines give a couple more words, and this is our business panel.
Well, I have a question. Why is nobody asking any questions? You guys, I know you have something. There you go. Look, let's get started.
I just want to answer a question. They're not asking questions because they're not there yet, or they think you sound nervous, or they have some individual issues. The point is, those who know that what you're saying is the truth, gain eye contact with you to go very quick.
Thank you, Mr. Good Sir. We appreciate that. Do we have any other questions? Huh? Oh, well, come on, won't you advertise what you do, sir? Your name?
Reno, first name, last name is McGee. I represent whole water. First thing, let's get things straight. We're coming here as a blessing to learn who Mrs. Haynes is and who everybody is on the panel and network with that. Because people who are of substance and have worked hard for it know other people. Some are more gregarious than others, but they still know each other. The point is, we have whole water in the rear. Alkaline water plus oxygen. It will help you in any area in your body that you have. All disease cannot live in the alkaline environment. Disease, 19, I think it was 31, Oral Warburg discovered the cure for cancer. It cannot live in an oxygen environment. Oxygen water that is free. This has been running out of
Thank you. Whole Foods, back in the back. Go get you some waters, clean out your system, make your life healthy. Yes, ma'am. Tell us your name and ask the question. That's a great question. And which panelist would you like to answer that question? I would all three of you. All right. You need the grant, you need some money. I think we all in agreement, we all need money. I need a grant. So how do we get a grant?
Well, just for the record, I'm not a grant writer, and a number of small businesses can get grants, but I will tell you to Google grant writer. There are people who specialize in writing grants, and they are very successful in getting the money. A lot of folks will write a grant and they don't get the money. And so you have to look at your idea and see if someone is willing to grant you money, thus a grant, for your cause or your business. If your business is not worthy of someone granting you money, you won't get that grant. So you really have to search and look for people who say, hey, this is my call, this is my purpose, I'm rich and I'm wealthy, I'm willing to grant you that money. So find a grant specialist, a grant writing specialist, and they will know of the organization and people that will give you a grant.
Thank you, Miss Lofton. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Henry over here. Is there issue funding, ma'am? Funding period? You want, because there's more than one way to fund your business. I was going to add crowdfunding is a popular thing right now. Websites like Kickstarter.com and other things. And I think Mr. Shelton has a few more.
I don't know if your question was about how to get funding in general or specifically grants. My experience has been for the last 16 years since I've been in business, I've been coaching, that typically getting a grant for a startup business has not been a reality for me. That's just my experience. Now, I don't want to discourage you, but I've worked for organizations such as ICDC and individuals coming on a daily basis, and our director basically directed me to say that we can't get you a grant as a business. Again, I don't want to discourage you, but I want to give you the reality, because I have written grants and I have applied for grants. And as a for-profit business, grants is typically a more challenging. For me, it has been a non-deal. But I have in my business career got angel investment capital invested in my business. But as I think Sheila said it, is that same concept. If the pain that you're solving is significant enough where it attracts the attention of individuals with capital, and they see that the universe of the number of people that you're going to be solving the pain for is big enough,
And I'll just say that crowdfunding, you are not invested. So it's people saying, I like you, I like what you're doing, here's some money, and you owe them no money back. Just like a grant, without all the paperwork. But if you have investors, you're going to have to return them their money plus some way to return on that money. So crowdfunding, I think, is a unique way to go today. I'm not into getting grants either, but I'll give you an example of a situation. I was living in San Francisco about 15 years ago, and they had a program called Welfare to Work, where they were trying to get women off of welfare. So what I did was I approached them and said, I would like to come in and teach a 6-week class on computer skills, dressing for success, etiquette, things like that. Now, mind you, I didn't teach everything. I went out and brought in instructors. But they gave me $84,000 for 3 years straight to teach the program. And I paid my instructors like $20 an hour, and the rest went in my bank account. So the money is out there. Just have to figure out how to get it.
Okay, and did that answer your question? In addition, I'd like to add that while I'm over here walking to you, ma'am, stand up. A lot of times when we start a business, the first thing that we think we need is money. It's like, I need $50,000 for this great idea. So if you come to me and say, I need $50,000 for this great idea, I'm going to ask you how I'm going to get my money back. Have you thought about that? Did you plan your money? If somebody just hands you money to start a business and you haven't properly planned it, you're going to spend that money in all the wrong places. So make sure that you have a plan in place to spend your money and you know exactly where it's going. And with that, your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Jerry Lynn, and I'm the author of The Black Woman's Attitude and the Men Who Want to Love Us. And it made me think about that question when she was asking about, when I started out, well, first of all, I'm a survivor of 3 brain surgeries. I've also spent 5 weeks of radiation, and I knew that it was time for me to do something on my own. This is one life I had to start living. So I wrote a book, and so first I was thinking, well, how am I going to do it? That's what people I was. But you know, in the midst of that, I took pictures, so my book has pictures in it. I took pictures with my camera phone. I solicited my family and friends to be my actors and different, models and things. And I actually got this book. Actually, I went through the line. I was tired of writing. I was tired of living my life and just so I decided I'm still alive. I can do something with my life. And so I live with God. Black women, attitude, and women. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any questions? Child, dog, everything in the family is given $3,000 to $5,000. We never got our
reparations. That's why I'm writing get your 40 acres and mule. You should not be going for $3,000 to $6,000 like this young lady said. You should be trying to find out how to get $30,000 to $60,000. Now, do you need this money to help enhance this business that you have? My suggestion is get involved in real estate. Stop begging for money. Get involved in real estate and create your own $30,000 to $60,000 and do what you want to.
Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. Talk to Miss Gaines. She said she'll tell you how to do that. Buy houses for $1. You got $5, you got 5 houses. I don't know about y'all, but I got 20, 25, 10. You say 10 houses for $20?
In Detroit right now, you can buy property for $1. I sent somebody down there as a scout for me because when General Motors closed, everybody just walked away. And I'm talking about nice houses like they have in Frisco and Plano. I bought 20 or 30 of those properties, and I'm just sitting on them until the economy turns around, and guess what? I'm going to get paid. So if you got $20 in your pocket instead of going to the club, buying some McDonald's, hanging out with your friends, you need to be trying to invest in real estate. I cannot stress that enough with African Americans. Start buying up some of this land and property. It's not going anywhere. And they're not going to give it back to you. Jesse and Al Sharpton and everybody can scream all they want to. You are not going to get any reparations. Forget about that. Get your own.
Thank you, Ms. Gaines. I don't know about y'all, but she motivates me. Makes me want to run out to buy houses and start business and do all those things. So, do you have any more questions? Oh, okay. Get your 40 acres in a mule. You can get for 100, just whatever you get, just make sure you go get it. Oh, you need 10 houses? Okay, he said to tell Ms. Shelton he need 10 houses, so I assume he need $10. Are you a veteran, sir? Well, you don't get $10 from him, but you got two. No, not only 100. Okay, so we're going to get some houses. How do you use the VA loan, sir? He said he didn't want to do that way. He really do it anyway. Your way or the way. I don't know about y'all, but $10 an hour sounds pretty good to me. So, I'm going to let Ms. Gaines talk on the real estate again.
I don't really have much more to say. If you are serious and you want to stop wasting your own time, you get with myself and learn how to build wealth through real estate. You get with Sheila. She handles my finances for me, so she knows my net worth. You get with someone like her who does financial planning, who can help you orchestrate your money. I can't tell you, I just had 4 people in my family die last Tuesday. 4. On one day. I don't even know what's going on with the universe, but I guess it was their time to pass over. Thank God that I am the oldest of 11 children in my family. I'm kind of like the soul food Vanessa Williams. So I made sure that my family members have insurance policies set up, that they have trust funds set up, that they own real estate. So this is going to be stabilizing for the ones that are still left here. So get with someone like myself. It doesn't have to be me. I don't care. You don't have to pay me. You can pay somebody else. But learn how to buy and invest in real estate. Get with someone like Sheila and learn financial planning so that you don't have to take up an offering when your nephew gets killed or when your mom dies. That's just crazy for us to be living like that. And get with someone like Mr. Shelton and let him help you put a business plan and a structure together for your business. That's the best advice I can give you. We're here to help you. We're trying to educate the African American community. I travel all over the United States doing this for free, trying to educate people. You can build wealth, you can have wealth, you can do, be, and have anything you want. You just have to believe in it. And I find somewhere along the lines, our belief system is wrong. We got to get it back on it. If you really and we are and we mainstream
What are you going to do for the next generation? What we're proposing, something really simple that we don't have a lot of in our community, is don't pass the plate. And that means that just simply take out at least a $1 million life insurance policy, and you get to decide who you want to be the beneficiary. If every African American sitting in this room and in the country would take out $1 million policy so that when they pass, somebody in the community, their church, their black university, their family, will leave that money to you, will close the financial gap so quickly, it will amaze you. But don't have the attitude is, I have to work, they gotta work. I don't want to leave that money for a lot of people. We need to change that attitude. So whether you get life insurance from me or there's other financial professionals here, that is just one strategy. But you need to also have life insurance on your home to save and all that kind of stuff. But we're asking you to do that in honor of the 50-year anniversary of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Thank you, Ms. Austin. That was really great information that she gave out. In addition to that, while I'm on the way to the next question, may I add our President